What's going on, boys and girls? This is Benjamin Bok Choi bringing you another F122 video, and today we're going to be looking at why online races kind of suck in F122. I know I made a video earlier a couple weeks back, but this specifically, 1, we are at Monza, 2, it's in the rain, 3, I'm in the back, so I'm not rushing to get up with these guys. As you can see, not really going full throttle completely, trying to hold back a little bit to not get caught up in this mess. And before we even get to turn 1 here, there's carbon fiber flying everywhere, cars sideways and off the track, and having to slam on my brakes to not hit that car that goes back in all of a sudden. So we are on the inside here. I thought I was going to be able to make it through, and I shouldn't have been so optimistic. We get we get knocked out into the barriers and we lose our left front wing. Luckily for us, a virtual safety car comes out. It's about to turn into a full safety car, and I thought that I was fine going on here. I don't get too upset just because I knew it was going to happen. You can see it's Monza, probably one of the worst places to race online because people just don't give a crap going into turn 1. It's in the rain. People don't know how to drive in the rain anyway, and I'm stuck behind everybody. So as we come through these corners here, we see some more carnage out in front of us. How do you not see the cars in front of you and continue to drive into them like that? I don't understand that. So as we make this right-hander, we have some more carnage in front of us. I'm slowing down. I don't want to drive into anybody. And of course, the moron behind us just doesn't give a shit and continues to drive on and knocks us into the barrier once again. And then, of course, I thought, okay, fine, we'll just go into the pit lane. But again, another fucking idiot just sideswipes us. And as you can see, I'm not even upset. I know I've played this game long enough to know what's going on. So I'm trying to make it down the straight here, but there's more cars still just sitting still in the middle of the track here. Got Diamond just sitting still again, but we get an illegal overtake. So as we come out of these corners here, having to slow down, not go full throttle to let him get by us. I don't want a 10-second penalty for that. So hopefully now we should be fine. There's enough space between the cars in front of us that we can just get into the pit lane. I'm hoping some of these guys will have their teammates in the pit lane as well. They'll be double stacking, and hopefully our teammate isn't in there so that we don't lose time either. So let's go ahead and take a look at these incidents from another angle. I'll just put up the replay here. And generally I like to drive conservatively and be patient, but this is a perfect example of no matter what you do, if you're racing against people that just want to turn in on you, there's really nothing you can do but just deal with it, I suppose. So this is the turn 1 incident as we go by the camera here, and everybody bunches up into turn 1. Apparently nobody took the rain into account, and they just continue driving as if it was a dry track. So here, the black car makes a little bit of contact with the gray car, and then the gray car swerves in. So I'm not really sure who's at fault there, but it doesn't matter. We lose our front wing, and blaming somebody doesn't help us anyway. So all 3 of us get taken out. I am the innocent party in the incident, but we get taken out along with them anyway. So it's pretty much clear here on out through the end of Sector 1, and it's not until we get into Sector 2 that we see some more carnage again. Going through this, the chicane is fine, but then as we exit, there's a car sideways. Auto reset plops him out in front of us somehow. I don't know how that's fair. And then we go into the Lesmos, and we have some more carnage. So guys just really not caring about other cars stopped in front. And as we come around here, trying to slow down for the carnage in front of us, and the yellow car behind us just decides he's not going to and continues driving and knocks us out. So but we get the last laugh because he DNFs soon anyway. And we eventually end up having a good race. And of course, the idiot that sideswipes us going down this straight here. Again, we get the last laugh later on, as you'll see him crash out behind us eventually a little bit later on. So yeah, like I said, doesn't matter. You can drive as carefully as you want it, but it really doesn't matter if the other people have different ideas. So luckily for us, Bottas de Oro in P10 was off track under safety car, so we got by him, and now we are in P10 here. The safety car queue is quite a ways ahead of us, so we've got a bit of driving to do, but luckily for us, safety car is still staying out on track. And I'm not really sure why I keep getting this safety car delta, because the leader's caught up to the safety car, but it keeps popping up randomly. It popped up, it went away. I thought, okay, I'm good now, coming around Parabolica. I'm going to try and speed up, try and get in front of the cars in the pit lane. But then as we come to the exit of Parabolica, the delta comes up again. So I think, all right, maybe I'll gun it to the start-finish line, and maybe it'll go away. But it doesn't. Having to slam on my brakes here because I don't want a 10-second penalty. So, I mean, there was an opportunity to pass the purple car. I don't know if we would have anyway if that delta didn't come out. But because of the delta, we definitely did not get out in front of him. So we are P7 now, as I think a few cars DNF'd in the pit lane. So we are in a pretty decent spot, up 10 positions from where we started. We started last in P17. Coming around through here once again at the end of lap 3. And I was wondering if the safety car was going to be coming in or not, but I didn't get any warning from my engineer, so I assume it's not coming in. And we pass one car stopped on track. I see a bunch of cars out in front of us, and then all of a sudden I notice that they're stopped, so having to slam on the brakes again and move on to the left to make sure we don't run into the cars in front of us. But the guys behind us did not do that, and of course you can see two gray cars just pirouetting in the background there. So I think one of them was one of the guys that sideswiped off, so screw you, whichever one it was, that's what you get. And then on the exit of Parabolica, we get even more carnage. We are under safety car. How are you still crashing out and crashing into people? Anyway, some cars going into the pit lane, we end up into P3, so whatever. If they want to crash themselves, I'll let them. I don't really care. So we are in P3 now, and then of course this moron comes up here and decides, well, if my race is ruined, I'm going to be a child and ruin everybody else's race. So he gets up to P1 and starts driving into him. He's got 10 seconds worth of penalties. I'm going to stay back. I don't want to deal with that right now, so I'm going to let everybody else deal with that. The guy in P3 decides he doesn't care. He's just going to drive up to the back of this anyway and possibly risk ruining his race. And as we come into this chicane, he almost gets his race destroyed as he drives into the back of the moron in P2. I don't know if he got damaged because of that. I think he ended up pitting later on in the race, but it could have just been for tires. But luckily for us, this idiot, I think he gets disqualified or something like that. He gets the X next to his name, and he is gone. So here we are at the safety car restart. These guys going really, really slow. I'm not sure if I'm the only one dealing with connection issues. As you can see, the internet connection warning symbols are up next to this name, these names. You guys gotta let me know, is it just me or is it Cody's servers? Because I never had an issue before, and then in like the last 2 or 3 weeks, anytime I race online, I have connection issues, and it's only in the F122 games for some reason. So, started lap 5 now. We haven't even gotten one full race of green flag racing yet. Tires are cold. I missed turn 1. That's fine. And then we get a tornado of carbon fiber just shooting out on the exit of turn 2 there, and you can see a couple more guys DNFing. So we started with 17 cars. There are 8 or 9 on track, but I think there's only going to be about 6 or 7 at the end of this lap here. So now we are on lap 6. We finally get one entire lap of green flag racing done, and I thought, yay, now we can finally get a race going. Setting in purple sector 1, and we look good because the leaders aren't too far ahead. Still have 96% battery as well, so we're looking good. And then before we get through our second lap of green flag racing, another safety car comes out, and this is why racing online is just not enjoyable in F122. Even though we're doing well in this race, I did not enjoy this whatsoever. This just felt like a complete waste of time, and if it wasn't for the fact that I could make a video, I probably would have quit out of this race early on. But I thought, I'm going to put this together as a video on why racing online sucks. I made the worst and the best of online racing in F122 video released a couple weeks ago, and these are the types of races that I run into like 95% of the time. Luckily for us, the guy out in front is AFK. He must have paused in the safety car and didn't come back quickly enough. We turn on the overtake. The AI brakes super early. We get out in front, and this is where we are. But yeah, even though we won this race, I'm going to spoil it for you. We win this race. It was one of the most boring races that I've ever run, and my experience with F122 online racing is pretty much this 95% of the time. I don't know what the fix would be, maybe matched or ranked matchmaking, but then in the lobbies would probably be like full of like only like 4 or 5 drivers, which is pretty much the case anyway. if you've seen some of my past videos, there's only like maybe 3 or 4 other drivers in the lobbies with me. I don't really know how to fix this problem, but yeah, it's just not really enjoyable. I am on the east coast of the US, and most of the big leagues race in Europe, so they're racing while I'm still at work, and there just aren't many North American leagues that are around that I can enter in schedule around my work schedule. So most of my competitive racing has to happen in online lobbies or like the ranked online lobbies, and it's just really not fun at all. As you can see, even though we won, this race was long and aggravating, and I had to deal with so many morons that just drove into me under safety car for no goddamn reason. Now looking back on it, it's actually pretty funny, but during the race I was so agitated and aggravated, and as you can see the look on my face. As soon as I finish this race, I go for my e-cig, because I was just like, wow, that was a waste of time. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think of this, on the state of online races in F122. I hope you guys enjoyed my misery today. And if you think I've earned it, feel free to leave a like, comment, or subscribe, guys. Stay tuned for more. Remember to eat a bok choy, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Hopefully, it's a much better race.